Hi, can I help you?
Hi, I heard you had some leaky pipes.
I sure do. Let me show you where they're at.
Ooh, this apartment's flooded.
It's so musty in here.
Mm, I could, I could taste it in my mouth.
Mm. It's like
Oh,
chewy.
it's like Florida has a yeast infection. Ban chicka bam bam. Don't know what we'll do with that, but
No, that is excellent. We're keeping it.
bum
Blink,
bum bum
blink, ding,
bum
bling.
bum
Ding,
bum
ding, ding,
bum
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 ding. Ding,
bum
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 ding,
bum bum.
ding. Ding,
Da ba
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 ding,
da
ding,
ba
ding,
ba
ding,
ba.
ding, ding, ding,
Ba
ding,
ba
ding,
ba
ding,
ba
ding,
ba
ling,
ba
ling,
ba
ling,
ba
ling, ding,
ba
ding, 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 a ling, 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 a ding, 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 ding.
Welcome to Ho Yeah Podcast. Hello, Amy.
Hi, Jackie.
And hello, listeners.
Yes. Hello. To all of you stuck at home or forced to work or hopefully not out of work, but hello, everyone. We hope you're all doing well and you are healthy and you're safe.
Yes.
So, Jackie and I just had a long conversation about the corona, as everyone has been for the past several weeks. But I am looking forward to doing this episode and kind of getting out of my own head for a little bit and not feeling so anxious that I might throw up at all times.
I know. Well, that's one of the great things about podcasts is they can't give you germs,
No.
especially our podcast, because it has finally worked out the fact that we live multiple states away.
Yeah. The one time with
Yeah.
a worldwide pandemic, the one time. Who knew? Who knew that would
Hmm.
be what it took?
Yeah. So, Amy,
Yes.
we might as well get into the episode, huh? And stop talking about end of world stuff, huh?
Yes, but I do want to say really quick that this is the most food I've ever had in my apartment ever.
Really?
Yeah, because I've been buying food instead of, just eating trash.
Hmm.
So I am stocked full, and I did manage to get some toilet paper, although I had to buy the organic kind, so I might as well be wiping my ass with a tree branch. But hopefully, we will all recover from this and also our buttholes.
Yes. My plan B is if I can't get toilet paper for whatever reason, I'm usually pretty stocked up just regularly, but I'll probably make my move to toilet or to paper towels,
Hmm.
baby wipes, even though
Hmm.
don't flush those, can't flush them, but
Or the paper towels. You can't
don't
flush.
flush the paper towels.
Right.
Um what are some other alternatives?
The
I guess if you
outside
were
hose,
the outside hose. Oh,
just bend over and have Will like put his thumb on the top of it so it's like a nice hard spray.
like a bidet American style.
Yeah. Super powerful.
Yeah, somebody was saying that you could just take a shower after every duty.
That's so annoying.
I know, and I don't know that I don't know.
Yeah. Shower after every duty.
Just thinking of alternatives, we've got after toilet paper, paper towels, also tissues,
Mhm.
hose off your asshole, baby wipes. I have in a pinch used maxi pads.
Oh, smart.
But
Oh
it's not
god, that's so disgusting.
in a pinch. In a pinch, you'll be glad. But anyway,
It's gonna come
I
down to it. Some people are just gonna have to cut strips off of your towels, uh,
yeah.
scooch across the lawn, you know.
God, we're all gonna have diaper rash by the end of this.
Worms and diaper rash.
Oh, no one's gonna be able millennials are gonna have to stop eating each other's assholes out.
No! Coronavirus, you've gone too far. So help me, you will eat my ass.
We demand to. I also stocked up on a bunch of food last Thursday or Friday and made a really good effort to eat most of it this weekend, but I still have some left.
I panic bought pizza rolls and I couldn't stop eating them, and they are disgusting. They're not even good. Just like soggy, because you of course I cook them in the microwave because I don't have any patience. So
Mhm.
I've just been eating them and feeling terrible after I do it and then going back for another round.
Yeah.
I finally finished the bag. So I'm gonna hold off on not on not buying them again.
Any hoozle. Should we get
Ah,
into shout outs?
yeah. I don't have any.
I don't have any either, and I looked for them.
I know. Well, you know what? I think we can pull some out of our not fully cleaned rectums. Um,
Well, there is one from iTunes, and it's short and sweet,
yep.
and it's by J4SK868, which
Okay.
maybe Jaforskate
Jaforeskin.
68, Jaforeskin. And the subject says they love Dale's bare butt. We do. And it says more than worth a listen while rewatching them.
Right on. Yay! Thank you,
Thank you, Jaforeskin.
Jaforeskin. Thank you very much. I do enjoy Dale's bare bottom.
Hey.
Okay, so I have one from our Facebook group. I just want to give a shout out to Dan R, who has
Mm.
been posting a lot of quality content. They're doing a good job, and I appreciate that. I mean, everybody's doing a great job, but I've just noticed that they've posted quite a bit, and I'm all about that. Also, oh my god, Adoy, shout out to Amma. Thank you so much for coming on the show last week. We had a great time with her. How funny and smart is she? Like,
Oh, it was wonderful. I could have talked to her for hours.
made us look like a bunch of turds.
I know.
So, but yeah, thank you everyone. Just in general, thank you. Love you.
Love you too. Thank you. Love you too.
I love you, Jackie.
I love you too. Should we get into the episode?
Well, yeah, so but real quick, we don't have patrons to shout out. Um our last live episode will have already happened by the time this episode comes out.
Oh, that's true.
Yes, but we will of course keep you updated on when they come back and all of that fun stuff.
Yes. I mean,
Yes.
maybe they'll come back sooner than we think now that none of us are
I know, right?
able to work.
I know. Fuck. If they come back soon, we're all doomed.
Well, on that note, should we get into the ep?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Into the episode. To the episode. Get to the episode. Into the episode.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Air date! You don't jump anymore when I do that.
You've broke me.
March 1st, 1998. Amy, I'm
Wow.
so excited. What happened on this day?
Oh my goodness. See, I already forgot again. Let me pull it up. Hold on uno momento, please. March 1st, 1998. 24-year anniversary of the indictment of 7 for their role in the Watergate break-in. They are charged with conspiracy to obstruct justice.
Wow. And that was who was the user that sent us those?
I don't know. I deleted the email.
Oh fuck.
Hold on. No, I didn't. Oh, did I delete it? I had to clear out our email. Hold on. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know I don't know where it's at.
Oh, no. Well, if it's you or if you know who it is, please let us know.
I'm so sorry. I had to clear out our emails. We were it was our inbox was full.
No,
Literally,
no,
like
no.
we couldn't get more emails.
It'll be a fun mystery until we figure it out.
God. Oh, I'm such an asshole. Sorry.
No, no, it's been a tough time for everyone.
It has.
All
All
right.
right.
Season 2, episode 17, Hank's dirty laundry.
Mm, mm. Oh.
Whew, okay.
Mhm.
Hank is having a wholesome all-American day. America the Beautiful is playing softly in the background as he's driving down the street in his truck. I think he's probably coming home from work. He pulls up to his house and sees something that immediately sends him into a panic. And we wonder, what is he seeing? Is Lady Bird hurt? Did Luann's boob pop out? No. Hank is overcome with anxiety and horror when he notices that Peggy is hanging his underwear along with the rest of their laundry on a clothesline in their backyard for the whole world to see.
I mean, I can't totally blame Hank because if I hung my underwear up for the world to see, people would be appalled.
I feel like lady underwear is different because if you're just hanging up boxers, I feel like a boxer looks like a boxer looks like a boxer for the most part, but it gets complicated with lady underwear because I have different levels of underwear. If I'm being honest, all of my quote unquote decent underwear just goes unused.
Because they're uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're
They're the ones
not
that are like
comfortable.
kind of cute and you don't ever wear them because they just
Fully right up, yeah.
floss you all day long.
Oh, PSA, real quick. Since none of us are going to be wiping our asses anymore,
Mm,
we need to all stop wearing thongs. And I'll tell
yes.
you why. Because thongs are basically like a highway,
Mhm.
a freeway of bacteria that goes straight into your cooch.
Yep,
And
it
that's
is
how you
like
get,
I'm sorry.
well, that's how you get bacterial infections
Mhm,
and you possibly UTIs. I don't know.
mhm.
Infections.
At the very least, you're getting a yeasty, for sure.
Mm, yeah,
I
you'd be so
actually
lucky.
yeah, I had to tell a friend because they're like, "I keep getting yeast infections," and I just went, "Do you wear thongs?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's all I wear." I'm like, "That's why, because
Yep.
you basically have created it is a zip line for
Mhm.
bacteria to shoot into your vagina
Yep.
and then infect it."
It goes straight there. I don't care. You're saying to yourself, well, I'm not like the rest of them. I keep my butthole clean. Well, even if you're keeping it clean, there's still bacteria. Maybe you're using some kind of fancy wet wipes. Well, that's not good for your vagine either. So just,
Nope.
you know,
Full briefs, people. Full briefs.
yeah. Who are you trying to impress? Just don't wear underwear then if you're so worried about panty lines.
Yeah, seriously.
And who cares? Let's be proud of our panty lines. When is that going to be an in thing?
Bring back the VPL, the visible panty line. Let's
Yeah,
start
bring it
this
back.
revolution.
Remember people used to flaunt their whale tails? Just
Oh,
underwear coming
yeah.
straight up out of your pants?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was a thong, though. Like, I mean, so everyone was just like, look at me, I'm wearing a thong, which means that I fuck. And we were like 12. So
Yeah.
maybe don't do that anymore. You know what's sexy to me? Comfort. I want to see a woman in a full brief that covers up at least to their belly button.
That sounds delightful
Sexy.
and clean.
Mhm.
My mom got me a whole pack. I don't know why, but last Christmas she got me a whole pack of super high. Of course, if it comes in a pack,
Mhm.
you know it was made for comfort and not for
Yeah.
and a whole pack of I don't know, Hanes high rise brief underwear. And
She got them from Walmart,
yep,
guaranteed.
mhm. And it's just so much fabric.
I know.
Even with my high rise high waist jeans, they still come up over the top, so I can't really wear them regularly, but man, are they comfortable.
I know. I have multiple pairs that I bought in a pack from Walmart,
Mhm.
and it's like a treat every time I put one on. I'm like, "Oh, I am so secure and safe, and it's cotton and everything's breathing." Oh, love it.
Mhm. Yeah. It feels like my butt and my back butt and my front butt are being hugged. And when you put a thong on, it's like somebody's trying to break into your body.
Yeah, or give your butthole a rug burn.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, first sentence down.
Yes. Well, back to Hank. He's horrified because Peggy's hanging up the laundry, which includes his underwear, outside in the backyard, and he's horribly embarrassed. His sensibilities are terribly offended. Peggy explains that she was forced to hang the clothes to dry because the dryer has broken down again. In fact, it's so broken, she tells him that it's actually making their clothes more moist, which I don't understand. But they agree that the time has come to get a new dryer. Hank, Peggy, Bobby, and Lewin head out to Megalomart, where Hank ends up lecturing a salesman on the benefits of purchasing a propane fueled dryer, which I'd never heard of.
I know, and I also was like, my note for that is, "Hank, you dick, let the man do his job." Like,
Yeah, no,
he's like that guy who just is just like he's like quizzing him on what he knows about propane dryer, which, yeah, I didn't even know that was like a possibility.
he's pro splaining him. Meanwhile, B plot. Bobby is convinced that they are at Megalomart because Hank and Peggy are shopping for his birthday, which is only 3.5 weeks away. Luann tries telling him that they're just there to buy a dryer, but Bobby is convinced that Luann is in on the birthday secret and is just trying to throw him off track. Peggy and Hank eventually settle on a Spinmore brand dryer. They head to checkout, where the cashier informs them that they could save 10% on their purchase if they apply for a Megalomart credit card. Hank fills out a credit card application and is almost immediately denied due to quote unquote bad credit. Of course, this must be a mistake because if anyone has amazing credit, it's Hank motherfucking Rutherford Hill. Hank insists that there must be some kind of mistake or computer error and is determined to get to the bottom of this bullshit. Hank discovers that the source of his problem is a dispute at Arlen Video, which claims Hank owes a $40 fee for a tape that was never returned, and they reported it to a credit agency. At the store, a clerk explains that computer records indicate the film in question that is missing is called Cuffs and Collars. After checking with the rest of his family, Hank confirms that neither he nor anyone else has rented that movie and instructs the clerk to go ahead and erase the $40 penalty charge and peener, penalize yourself whatever you think is fair.
I love that
I
line
love
so
I love
much.
that one. It's so Hank Hill.
Because he would do that to himself.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There are times where Hank, he really likes to follow the rules, strictly, but when it comes to himself, we've definitely seen him throw the rules out the window a little bit, so
For sure.
who knows. The clerk informs him that the charge can't be erased unless the tape is returned or the penalty is paid. This, of course, won't do. Hank is pissed. He goes looking for the tape to make sure it's not still on the shelves. He's just like, you know what, the tape is probably still here. I'll find it. Where is it? In the action section, comedy, where am I going to find this? And the clerk tells him to take a turn and sends him through a doorway off to the side of the store that's covered with a beaded curtain, which
Mhm.
beaded curtains are gross.
Mhm.
I don't know why, they're just gross. Hank has now unwittingly entered the porno section, and if he thought seeing his panties hanging out to dry was upsetting, then being in the porno section will surely send him flying over the edge of sanity.
Just as a full breakdown. Wait,
He-
Jackie, I have a question.
yeah,
What kind of porno do you think Cuffs and Collars is?
I think it's got to be some kind of dominatrix
Mhm.
subdom. Is that what it's called? Subdom,
Definitely
submissive.
BDSM going on.
There it is, that's what I'm looking for, right?
Yeah, I mean, because cuffs, handcuffs, somebody's being, like, tied up, and collars, like a dog collar, definitely somebody's getting their penis flattened.
Oh.
So much edging in this.
Did you did you watch The Good Place?
Yeah! Oh, that's where I got it, fire up the penis flattener.
I love how much they talk about flattening penises in that show.
I wish I it sounds like the good place to me. Any place with a penis flattener is the good place.
That's true, they don't talk about flattening vaginas at all.
No, no.
Um, Hank freaks out, he's in the porno section, he freaks out and immediately runs out of the porno nook, and he briefly gets caught in the beaded curtain on his way out. The second he escapes from the beaded curtain, we see Nancy and John Redcorn there, I don't know, getting their own movies, and they're just judging him, shaking their heads, scowling.
I know. And of course they're not gonna rent porno because they have their own sex tape of themselves.
Oh, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. They watch it
Absolutely.
all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure. During this whole Arlen video scene, Bobby is still convinced that this is all still has something to do with his birthday, which why would they bring him along for anything that has to do with his birthday? But,
He's
he
such a goober in this episode.
he really is. He really is. Peggy pressures Hank to pay the $40. She insists that she doesn't care whether or not he rented the tape. She just wants to resolve the issue so they can buy a new dryer. But the fact that Peggy now seems to be doubting Hank's story kind of causes him to double down on his efforts to prove his innocence.
Mhm.
Later on, Hank is talking to the guys about everything that's going on. Dale ends up bringing it up because he heard from Nancy that they saw him, they witnessed the whole ordeal
Yeah.
at the store.
Nancy
So,
ran into John Redcorn at the video store. I love
yeah,
that.
yep. Dale states that Hank has been pulled into a systematic computer network and government involved conspiracy that he calls the Beast, designed designed to target, harass, and spy on citizens with computers and other network technology. Hank quickly dismisses Dale's seemingly insane rantings for the time being, even though that is exactly what's happening now.
Yep.
And we're all on board because we don't call it the Beast, we call it Alexa or Google.
I know. I was like, "Oh god, she's gonna hear
I
you."
know. I know. It's looking right at me, but I don't think
I
it heard me.
I did go on a real quick, I went on an Instagram, like, deep dive into, like, all these conspiracy theories about, like, the government and fluoride and, how COVID was created and it's like a 5G, like, radiation thing, and I'm convinced now that, like, if they weren't before, the FBI is, like, positive that I'm some sort of, like, insane conspiracy theorist.
They're definitely keeping tabs on you right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Any hoozle, Hank dismisses Dale's rantings until he gets a phone call at work. And it's a phone call from Matt, a
Mhm.
guy who works at an adult video distribution service. Got it? Who got Hank's information on a mailing list from Arlen Video. And I love this part because Hank's phone rings at work and he answers it and you just hear this voice like, "Hank? Hey, how's it going? How's Peggy?" And Hank's going along with it at first. He feels so bad that he can't remember who this person is. And then he's finally just like, "Do I know you?" And then we find out this guy is from this adult video distribution service and he's, I don't know, trying to get Hank to sign up for some more porno or something.
Yes, I wrote I love that because he just goes, "Hank, if you like cuffs and collars, you're gonna love Rugburn 2." And by Rugburn 2, I mean Rugburn also. Rugburn 2 isn't very good.
I know, rug burn. That could mean so many different things.
I know. Oh.
So I love
It's
that
just
part.
women wearing thongs, and they're just like rink, 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 rubbing,
Yep.
flossing them back and forth really quick.
We're trapped in the wilderness. We have to start a fire. But how? All I have is this thong and my vagina. Oh. So after getting this call, Hank finds out that his name has ended up on a pornography mailing list, and adult videos and paraphernalia begin arriving at his house in large quantities. And he's getting not just magazines, but he's getting tapes. He's getting packages containing all kinds of lubes and vibrators,
I
all for
know.
free. I'm
I
just like,
know.
I don't get my name on this list.
I know. I was like, "Damn, I'm jealous."
Yeah, get
I
me
could
on this list.
I could use 10 more vibrators, sure.
Absolutely. Especially now that we're all stuck at home.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
nowadays, you can charge them using your USB port, which is awesome.
Well, nowadays they have vibrators that communicate with satellites, and you can actually track your orgasm.
Yeah, the FBI knows how many times I bust a nut a day.
Good.
Those satellites are gonna be overrun now that everybody's staying at home.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my
Everybody
god.
has to stop masturbating. The system's failing.
I know. Or just use. We're all gonna have to start buying DVDs again. We can't
Oh,
stream it.
God.
We'll be okay.
Pay for porn?
Well, on a serious note, I've actually heard that that is when it comes to porn, that's kind of the responsible thing to do
Oh, yeah.
because the porn industry is just rampant with abuse,
Mhm,
and it doesn't really take care of its the people that are involved in the porn industry don't really get treated very well, and there's a lot of abuse and sexual assault,
mhm,
um, and a lot of people rely on the sales of videos to make money. And
mhm.
so I've been hearing that the responsible thing to do is to actually purchase your videos, which, you know,
Yeah,
I,
absolutely. I mean, yeah, on a serious note, like sex workers deserve respect and the same rights and, s- what's the word I'm looking for? The same rights and safeties or um what's the word I'm looking for, Jackie?
regulations or
Yeah, they deserve the same rights and regulations as people who are not sex workers who work in, the public sector and everything. And there is like ethical porn out there that are from like more than willing consenting people that are not being taken advantage of, and paying for it helps them to make a living.
well, it is a serious topic. I heard on another podcast that they were talking about issues in the porn industry, and I guess there's a very high suicide rate
Yeah.
among sex workers involved in the porn industry. So
Hmm.
it's
Well, I mean, they're not getting health insurance and they're not getting access to like mental health care that, somebody with health insurance would be able to access.
and I'm sure a lot of them come across that same old bullshit of like if they've experienced sexual assault or abuse, um, it must be very easy for people to respond with, "Well, is it really sexual assault?
Hmm.
Because aren't you signing up to do this?" Or
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, I guess I don't need free porno, but I
No.
wouldn't mind free vibrators.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Free
Is that what
dildos
we were
all
talking
day.
about before?
It was.
Okay, good.
Yes, it was. We were talking about dildos. And anal beads.
And satellites.
Jackie loves anal beads. Bluetooth enabled, satellite powered anal beads.
Yes. And Amy, you're a huge fan of butt plugs, right?
Definitely. The bigger the
You have
better.
one for every day of the week. Ah, well, I guess we're gonna have to stop using our anal beads and butt plugs now if we're not gonna be wiping our butts. Anyway.
True.
Oh, what if we all did enemas? Anyway, no, I'm not getting off topic. Uh, so all this porn and porn accessories arrive, and
Good one.
Peggy is disgusted at the overflow of all of it coming out of the mailbox.
Come on, Peg, you have perfect opportunity to spice things up in the bedroom. Just bust out a vibe. Let's do this.
She is not into it. Bill
No.
shames Hank.
Oh,
um,
Bill, I know, you lying son of a bitch.
I know. And Hank is just pissed. He and Peggy and Dale start to gather the magazines and packages, but right at this moment, Bobby's school bus pulls up and he's just about to get off, and Peggy screams at him to stay on the bus. And of course, Bobby believes she doesn't want him to get off the bus because she doesn't want him to see all of these birthday cards and presents spilling out of the mailbox that are obviously for him. Anyway, later, Hank attempts to return all the porno to the post office to try and, I guess, do a return to sender type of thing. But the postal worker insists that the source of the problem is the company from whom Hank first, quote unquote, purchased the pornography, and he must contact them. Dale suggests that he and Hank travel to the Arlen Municipal Garbage Dump where they try to quickly bury the adult materials, knowing that they are breaking the law. When a police officer arrives at the dump, like he just happens to pull up while they're burying all this stuff.
What
Um,
did that cop do to be put on the dump beat?
Now that sounds like a name of a porno. Dump beat.
He must have like arrested a white kid. They're like, "How
Oh,
dare you
yeah.
to the dumps?"
You almost ruined his future, his bright future. So the cop pulls up. Hank turns around and Dale is immediately gone. He drove away in Hank's truck, leaving,
I
just
know.
abandoning Hank.
Just takes Hank's truck too. That fucker.
Yep. Uh, so Hank has to deal with the officer alone. The officer tells Hank that it's against the law to bury the items when he notices a petroleum based byproduct in the Super Glide lubricant and in the batteries of the vibrator. It's a weirdly worded sentence, but
Mhm.
um,
You got
then
it.
Hank insists that it's not a vibrator, it's a personal wand massager.
Love it.
Love it. After the officer states that Hank is disposing of this stuff illegally, he demands to see Hank's license. And Hank hesitates. Oh, no. He demands to see Hank's license to run it through the computer. And at the sound of the word computer, Hank starts to think about all of the conspiracy stuff Dale's been feeding him.
Mhm.
And he hesitates and runs off, making the pursuing officer slip by spraying the super glide on the ground. So
It's like
he
a
gets away.
foam. Who wants
Yeah,
that? Who wants to have like a foamy vagina? Come on, or
yeah,
butt.
a foamy butt.
Now that's a porno.
In a desperate last attempt to clear his name and gain public recognition of the issue, Hank creates a petition that urges citizens to boycott Arlen Video, only drawing further attention to his predicament. And he looks insane because he's standing outside the Arlen Video store holding up a sign, and he's still covered in crap and dirt from the dump, and he probably smells like literal shit because he did step in a diaper.
Ew, oh
Um,
god, that's right.
yes.
Gross.
And by this point, Peggy has just fully stopped believing Hank. She sees him outside the store and she's just like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Like, what's it going to take for you to listen to me? Do I need to dance like one of the ladies in your videos?
I know, I love that. Like, of course, Becky thinks they're dancing. Like, it's just
She
topless dancing, that's all.
has no idea. Uh,
Um, what you said something but you're saying, like, Peggy just doesn't believe him at all because it's like that saying, I doth think she protests too much." Like, Hank is
mhm.
protesting so hard that he has to be guilty.
And it can be kind of annoying at times. I'll admit to that, but I kind of love that Peggy doesn't just automatically blindly believe Hank all the time.
Mhm.
Even though they have a wonderful relationship, she's still open to not trusting him at times, which I kind of
Smart.
love that in relationships.
Yeah,
Like
it's
when our
smart.
friend Kelly got married, she and her husband are they're just one of those couples that you love. Like they're just meant to be together, but in a way that makes you feel good, not annoyed.
Yeah.
They're just a wonderful, wonderful couple. And I feel like if anyone's going to be together forever, it's going to be them. But I remember her even saying, before they got married, they were engaged and she was just talking about the importance of having a career. And she was just like, I mean, I love him, but this could all blow up in my face. Who knows what's going to happen? And I was just like, I love that. I love that attitude,
So practical.
So practical. I love it. And I feel like I see some of that in Peggy.
Yeah.
Eventually, Hank takes the beast, quote unquote, to court by suing Arlen Video, primarily out of principle and to clear his name. A short time later, Hank receives a delivery of pornographic tapes with an attached note signed anonymously, and it states that the answer is in the tapes.
Mm.
Hank views the tapes, confident the answer does indeed lie within. And of course, there's that classic scene of him sitting in his bedroom in the dark, sitting at the edge of his bed watching tape after tape and taking notes. But then there's this one part where his pen dries up, so he's just like shaking it and shaking it and shaking it. And right then, Peggy walks into the bedroom and all she sees is the back of Hank, and it looks like he's doing like this jerk off motion while
Furiously
porno's
masturbating.
playing. Yeah, so she's just horrified. She runs out of the room and she screams to Bobby to get out of the house. And she tells Bobby to stay away for at least 3 hours, which of course he assumes that that's when they're setting up a surprise party for him. When the case is heard at the Arlen County Court, Hank testifies to a judge that he did not rent the tapes, and to prove his case, Hank displays Polaroid photos he took of scenes from the movies he watched. And at first he looks insane, but he ends up proving his case. After watching the videos, he's able to determine that Cuffs and Collars was released after the date that he supposedly rented it. And this is all based on an ass tattoo that someone has that says, "I love Charlie Sheen."
Yeah.
So he's able to prove that, I couldn't have rented this tape because it was released after the date that Arlen Video is claiming I rented it.
Is that what he
Therefore,
was saying? Because I could not fucking make out what his argument was. I know it was something to do with someone apparently not being 18 and doing porn, child
it
pornography.
sounds like there might technically be some child pornography involved because he was saying that one of the stars of another movie called Jailbait,
Uh huh.
I think in Jailbait, they were celebrating this actress turning 18.
Yeah, she was like a veteran of the industry, which is to say that they've been in it for a long time.
Yeah, and
Which
she turned 18 around the time Jailbait came out, which is when she got her "I Love Charlie Sheen" ass tattoo.
right.
But she makes a cameo in Cuffs and Collars. Wait, do I have that right? She makes a cameo in Cuffs and Collars. I might have that switched around. But basically, in one of them, she doesn't have the tattoo. And that means that video came out before the other one. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Something, yeah, I might have it switched around. But basically, one of the videos came out before the other one, and Hank knows this because she doesn't have the "I Love Charlie Sheen" tattoo.
Yeah.
And that video wasn't released until after the date that Arlen Video says he rented it, which proves that Cuffs and Collars wasn't available at that time.
Good lord.
And so he couldn't have rented it because it wasn't even out yet. But we are left wondering, was there an underage girl being filmed having sex?
Yes, there
Because,
was.
and
And
did
it,
Hank watch it?
yep, he did.
And Bill too?
And definite oh yeah, Bill, first of all, Bill's like holier than thou act is so apparently like bullshit, and that if anyone has an extensive disgusting porn collection besides Buck, it's Bill. Basically, I think Bill is probably It's funny, I was talking about this in one of our chats that I had on Instagram. Um, Somebody was saying about possibly having sex with Bill, and I was like, "You know what? Bill is gross, but he will literally do anything you want him to."
Oh,
That's the kind of person Bill is.
that's true.
He may not
If
like
you
it, but he'll do it.
That is true.
Ugh.
I I'm sure he'll do it. I don't know that he'll do it well.
Right. But and somebody said he was the bulldozer. He might just
Oh,
bulldoze you.
oh my god. Ew. Ew.
Anyway, I don't know
Ew.
where I was going. Yeah.
Basically, well, so by watching all of these movies and analyzing the tattoo on this person's butt, Hank figures out that he proves his innocence, which
Mhm.
I'm just like, why couldn't he just look at the dates the movies were? Why did he have to watch them? Anyway, after hearing the evidence, the judge agrees and rules in Hank's favor. As the court is adjourned, someone is shown taking the pornography videos and leaving a note saying, "Congratulations from a friend." And it's Bill.
Yeah.
Those are Bill tapes.
Yes.
Back at Megalomart, Hank's credit is approved, allowing him to buy the dryer and I guess get that 10% credit card discount. While the trial is going on, Bobby and Luann return home expecting to walk into a surprise party. They go from room to room and eventually realize that no one is there. Bobby is hurt, I guess, that no one remembered his birthday, and Luann consoles him and says, they still have a whole month to remember your birthday.
I love
He's
that
feeling so
Bobby
sorry for himself. Yeah.
I know, and I love that Bobby, like, he I love that Luann eventually just, like, falls for it all as well. Like, at first,
Yeah.
she's kinda like, "No, I don't think so," but she's just so easily, like, convinced by
Yeah.
Bobby of all people.
She really gets caught up in it. And
I know.
he's just like, I can't believe they forgot my birthday. And she really feels sorry for him. And
I know.
it's just like, no, your birthday isn't for another month, you doofus. Um, Around this time that she's consoling Bobby, everyone returns to the neighborhood, honking their horns and celebrating Hank's trial win. Bobby sees this and believes this must be his birthday celebration and gets pumped up again. He's just like, "You almost had me, Luann."
You knew the whole time, and she's
You
like,
knew the whole time.
"Yeah, I guess I did."
Hank gets home and he unloads the dryer from the truck to bring it into the house, and an overjoyed Bobby runs out to greet him, convinced that the dryer is his birthday present. And that is the end.
Yay!
Yay! All right,
His
so
love
that was the episode, and I'm going to try not to be too loud because Will is working from home and he let me know that he's doing several conference calls, and I guess he could hear me screaming about buttholes. So I'm gonna try and just take it down a notch.
I won't.
No, we need you to be loud, but if I just respond whispery, if I sound whispery, that's why.
Okay.
So anyway,
Yeah, we'll
so
just do
anyway,
the rest of the episode like this.
it's just very ASMR.
Yeah.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Oh
Ew, I
god.
hate that sound. It's terrible. All
All
right,
right.
so Amy,
Yes.
favorite parts, moments from this episode.
I mean, I as you could tell by how many times I interrupted you, there was a lot that I liked. But all right, so great Buckley content in this
Mm-hmm.
episode.
Yep.
Uh of course, it's just they're at Megalomart. Luann runs up to him. He's greeting people. When did you get promoted to greeter? And he goes, "Yester. Hey, day."
Yeah. And then he won't say hi to Bobby when he's on his lunch break.
Yeah. Just not speaking at all.
Mhm.
Um, oh, it's also, first time we hear about Rusty Shackelford when
Yes.
when Dale is like, "I've got a kid. I know of a kid who died back in the day, and you can be Rusty Shackelford." As we know, Dale ends up assuming that identity for for many of the illegal things that he does.
Yes.
Or even just ordering pizza.
Yep.
uh let's see. Oh, I love the scene where he's sitting outside of his house with the "honk if you hate Arlen" video, and John Redcorn comes honking by, and Hank stands up and pumps
Yes.
his fist, but he's honking for Nancy to come out, and of course Dale is like, "Ha!" to Hank, like, "You sucker!" While
I
like,
love that part. It just adds that extra layer of humiliation to have Dale, whose wife just left him for John Redcorn,
I know,
laughing at him.
I know. Oh, it's so good. Um, that jerking off joke is pretty risque for, like, regular cable television, like, it's very clear, like, that hand movement, it looks like he's jerking off and Peggy thinks it. I was like, "Dang, that's pretty racy."
Well, I think I read somewhere that that scene was a little bit longer, where I think they extended it so that you get Peggy's perspective, where you just see the back of him and his
Oh,
like
wow.
arm moving. And I guess that they cut that out because it was a little too risque.
Wow.
So,
That would be like, "Oh, boy."
but I think I read that maybe the extended jacking version is included on the DVDs, maybe?
Oh, so anybody with DVDs, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
So
And
that's
don't just
pretty.
send us porno to be funny, okay?
Yeah, all right. Come on.
All right.
That's pretty much all the. I mean, I said a lot of the things I really liked during the retelling of the episode, and of course, Bobby's like surprise yelps. While
Yeah.
Luann, surprise!
Yeah.
Bobby's like,
Going from room to room.
I know,
He
I
almost does
know,
like a ta-da like pose, like
I know, I love it. Oh, I love when he asks, like, where did the magician park?
magician.
Oh. So yeah, that's
Well,
about it for me. How about you, Jack?
I was of course excited to see Chuck Mangione on the Megalomart credit card application pamphlet.
Yes. Yes.
Um, I love the short montage of after Hank gets off the phone with that porno salesman Matt, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like the short montage of his Hank's personal information being processed, and you just see quick cuts to computers and machines and trucks driving, and at one point there's just scientists in a lab taking notes while Hank's address is being printed out.
I know it. What great animation.
I love it. It really is the beast. It's the beast.
Mhm. I love
Um,
the scientists.
I
Which
know. I love the scientist.
which real quick, that just made me think because I was thinking about Hank like watching those pornos and like I was like, of course I know Hank is not turned on by this because he's like almost like a scientist while he's watching these things. Like how scientists who do studies on animals can kind of like not think about the horrific things that they're doing. Where Hank, he's not viewing it as porno. It's like a project, you know?
I wonder if he's because I was thinking after this whole experience, I bet I wouldn't be surprised if he just has reoccurring nightmares, if he's actually emotionally scarred by this. But I wonder if it's just so overwhelming that he's able to detach
Yeah. Yeah.
emotionally.
Yeah, just like how scientists like who are doing horrific things to animals, they just have to
Yeah,
detach, you know?
I'm not seeing people or body parts. I'm just seeing shapes and colors. That's it.
Yeah.
I love. Oh, by the by the time that Hank is he's kind of lost it. He's sitting outside of his house and he's protesting Arlen video. And we see, I think it's around the time we see Dale laughing at him. And the guys are all just standing there drinking beer and just watching him slowly unravel.
Mhm.
And I think it's just a moment where it's like a yep, yep, mm-hmm. And then it pans out and Peggy's there and she's just like, oh yeah.
I know, she's drinking a beer with all of them watching her
Yeah.
husband, like, crumble and fall apart.
Yep. She has no sympathy for him by this point. She is convinced of his guilt.
Yep. Yes, she
But I
is.
think those were mainly the notes that I had, and then we had some minor guest stars.
Mhm.
Did you look them up,
I
or
did
do
not,
you?
of course not.
Well,
No,
well,
I
n-
expect you to do that.
nothing huge. No Chris Rocks or anything. But we
Right.
have David Herman is back. He plays
Mm.
Matt. Billy West does the voice of the video store clerk, and an actress named Lynn Thigpen plays the voice of the judge. And she was noted as a guest star, but I didn't really recognize her, so I looked her up, and she has a she had a long career. She did the voice of the moon on Bear in the Big Blue House, which
Aw.
I really liked that show. Of course, I was way too old to be watching it, but I still really liked it.
Me too! I
I know.
know! Oh my god, I loved that show, and I was, like, 15, 16, and I was like, "Oh, I really like Blue."
Yeah, anytime I stayed home,
Wait,
I
no,
loved watching
Bear in the
Bear.
Big
Yeah,
yeah, Bear in the Big Blue House. I know. Oh, I loved it.
I love that. And she also played the voice of the chief on Carmen
Yes.
Sandiego.
That's where I recognized her voice. I was like, "I know that voice," and then I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh shit, it's from Carmen Sandiego."
Yeah, and looking at her picture, she looks familiar.
Yeah.
But yeah. So and she passed away in 2003. Very young.
Oh!
Very
Oh
young,
my
yeah.
god.
But yeah, I think those are all the guest stars
Mhm.
that I made note of.
Oh, she was only 54. Sad.
Yeah, I know. Should we get into listener comments?
Yeah, let's do it. We I remembered to do it yesterday, so we should have a full day.
Yay! And do we have a song?
We do not.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Beep bop boop ba doop ba doop beep bop ba boop boop boop. Listener comments.
How about where in the world are listener comment songs?
Comment. Much better.
Thank you. That was terrible. Thanks.
No, that was no.
All right, let's see here.
Destique Clothing said, "Dope posts. Check out our clothes."
God, go away. SNC Banks, let the record show that Mr. Hill really knows his pornography.
Yep. Oh, Adam Struve on I guess on the date that this episode was aired, the number one song was My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion, and the number one movie
Oh,
was Titanic. Excellent on this day, Adam Struve.
that is a good one. Oh my god.
You are talking to the right people.
Yes, that movie blew my 12, I don't know, what was I, 10, 11
Hmm.
year old mind.
And that song,
Yes.
oh my God.
By the way, how amazing is Celine Dion? Has anybody been following her on social media? She's
Oh, I
fucking
do.
hilarious.
She's incredible.
So funny. God,
Yeah,
I love her. She,
unapologetically incredible.
I know. Oh, she's the best.
Yes.
The Abbey says Bill trying to be slick talking about his future children, knowing full well he watches that stuff.
Lane.m underscore after Dale's laugh after John Redcorn honks to pick up Nancy. I love that part.
It's so good. Shauna Rama says they taped Luann's head into the family pic he turns backwards. I know. I'm assuming that must be like when he's about to watch the pornos. Maybe he turns the pictures around. So
Ooh,
that's a really good catch.
yeah. Oh, and Mendoza bold that weird noise Bobby does when he jumps through the door after surprise, like,
I know. I love this. Bill Dotrieve official says the nerve. Can you queer me now? I'm having the time of my life, and it's on sale.
yeah, at Megalomart.
Yeah, he's riding around on a bicycle shooting like a Nerf gun.
Yep. Mendoza Bull also says, turning out that Bill was forging Hank's accounts to buy porn makes him even more sleazy, which I had that thought too, where I was like, oh, so I bet that must mean that Bill is charging porn to Hank, maybe to try and avoid using his own name. But that movie didn't come out until after that date. If we're If
I still am not clear on
so,
that
how
whole
did it
on
get
Hank's
charged?
defense.
Yeah.
I had no idea that that was supposed to be what they were implying.
I don't know if they I read that somewhere, I didn't pick that up myself, but I did
Interesting.
read it on a I don't know, some kind of episode fan blog,
I
but
mean, I definitely could see Bill doing that.
I could see him doing it for sure, but if the movie hadn't come out on that date yet, then he couldn't have, even if he wanted to, so I still have questions.
Me too. If somebody can explain Hank's defense to me in a really, really, really simple way, I would
Pictures.
appreciate it.
Use pictures.
Pictures, big, big letters,
Yeah,
simple.
arrows.
Arrow. Yeah.
Separate ideas by using boxes.
Yes, I would
Thank you.
appreciate that. KK Transponster, Chuck Mangione brand diet shakes. Chuck will put his face on anything.
Some tribe. Do I have to take off my shirt and dance like the women in your movies?
I love Peggy's little arm shaking dance she does too.
Hmm.
It's just so cute. Oh.
Neat lizard, or as I like to call them, meat lizard. Blah, 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 just said, hung jury.
Kristen Renee, uh, when he asked where's the ass on this cash register. So, okay, so two people, Bender's Redemption and Jolius dot Vendetta. They said that's just some dirty old man hanging around sex toys back at my place if you're interested. I'm assuming that's a Boomhauer quote, but I don't
Yes,
know where was that said at. I
at
can't
the post
remember.
office.
Oh.
When the post office worker is just like, "Do you know this guy?" And Boomhauer is pretty much just like, "I don't know him. He's just some creep." Let's go back to my place. And then Hank's just like, "No, I can live without Bill's support, but I need you, Boomhauer." It was a really sad sad moment.
I don't even remember that part. Oh my god, I must have
Yeah,
been zoning out at that point.
there's a lot going on.
I know.
Mozzie C137 is on top of the guest stars. Amazing guest stars: Billy West, David Herman, and Lynn Thigpen.
Yes. Shauna Rama says Hank's nervous gulp right before they approve his credit, which I have had that nervous gulp so many times without it getting approved.
I always assume that it won't be, and then when it is, my exact reaction is usually like, "Oh, really?" And then like, "Oh no." A few people made note of the Chuck Mangione brand diet shakes.
Mm-hmm. Bet they're like Atkins shakes. Definitely give you diarrhea.
Ooh, Love Apple Mint says, "Why aren't those diet shakes considered feminine products, Hank? Because you like them?"
Ooh, tell him.
Ooh, good
Tell
point.
him.
Can't drink diet soda, but he could drink shakes.
Mm-hmm.
Diet shakes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Love Apple Mint.
Thunder Muffin says the beast. Love this episode. Bobby loves his new dryer with a crying emoji.
And
Aw.
last one, Bobby Matheson says, "Bah, wah, ah, blah."
Excellent. All right. That
That's it.
looks like all of them. Bips. Bibis.
Well, I guess there's nothing left to do except trivia.
Trivia. And I've got a bunch.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so do
yeah.
I.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh,
Oh, my
give me your
God.
trivia. Give it to me.
I have the biggest trivia that I'm going to
Oh,
feed to you.
put it in my ears.
I'm gonna rub it all over you. I'm gonna rub my.
Really hope.
Will's gonna be so mad at you. You're just like moaning loudly while he's on a conference call.
We're gonna finish this, and he's just gonna be sitting in the car. All right.
All right. Yes, I have got a few. How about you?
Yeah, I have a few.
All right. You want to go first? You want me to do like who's going first here?
You want to rock paper scissors for it?
Sure.
Okay.
On
Ready?
shoot, right? On shoot.
Rock paper scissors. Yes, that's how we
Okay.
do it in this part of the country. All right. So I don't want to hear it from people who
Wherever
do
the fuck you are. We don't care
Rochambeau
about your
or rock paper scissors says shoot or some weird other.
Vitamins.
Yeah, rock, paper, vitamins. Ugh. Vitamins always win. I
All
want
right.
to hear it.
No,
Okay.
don't care. Ready?
Rock,
Rock,
paper,
paper,
scissors,
scissors,
shoot.
shoot. Ah, scissors. Both scissors. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Rock,
Rock, paper,
paper,
scissors,
scissors,
shoot.
shoot. Both rock. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Rock,
Rock, paper,
paper,
scissors,
scissors,
shoot.
shoot. Yeah! Snip,
Oh,
snip, snip your paper.
whatever.
All right. Trivia. Okay. According to Hank, how many loads of laundry per week does a family of 4 do?
Oh, 38.
Three
Oh,
and a half.
ah!
That is the first fuck you in my trivia. Second one. What movie has Hank returned 23 times?
Oh no. The Great Santini. Boo!
Oh!
Bonus question. What year did it come out?
The fuck? That's not in the episode.
If you can ask me to convert pesos to dollars, then I'm going to ask you what year this movie came out.
1988.
Nope.
Damn. Okay.
79.
79. All right.
There.
All right. It's still my trivia turn, so please, I whooped your ass in rock, paper, scissors. I would appreciate it if you shut up. All right. What is the name of the country's largest supplier of mail order adult entertainment?
Oh. Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Consenting adults?
Oh, yeah, fuck you.
Yep, that was one of my questions.
All right. I've got a few more. All
Go
right,
for it.
we're doing all of them. All right. What does the description on the vibrator box say?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know.
Okay. Because this one it made me laugh earlier. Okay. It says, like 1,000 tiny butterflies urging you to let go.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, that one's so good. I love Hank. He's like, it's not it's a personal massager.
Any more?
Yeah, I got 2 more.
Go. Let's
All
hear
right.
it.
Who is the singer and what is the name of the song that wait. Was that one of
That
your
Peggy was
trivias?
singing in the
Yeah.
car?
Yeah.
Oh, I almost looked it up too. uh, Tammy Wynette?
Nope. It is Juice Newton.
Oh.
And the name of the song is Queen of Hearts. All right, last one. What are the names of all of the movies that someone, Bill, leaves for Hank to review?
All right. So we've got Cuffs and Collars. We've got Jailbait. Oh, I could see it in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Use that photographic memory.
I don't know.
I
don't
All right,
know.
you got the 2. Good job. The other 2 was Hung Jury
Yes. Oh my God.
and Illegal Entry.
That's what I was trying to think of. Because they were all kind of cop themed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they were. Oh,
Illegal Entry. Oh no.
I know.
Bill.
God. He's foul. He's a foul man.
All right. That's all of them.
That's all of them.
All right. You got a couple of mine, but all right. What is Hank's zip code?
21032.
Nope. It's 78701, which I looked up is the zip code for Austin, Texas.
Oh, fun.
So how about that?
That's where Johnny Hardwick and Mike Judge live.
Yeah, All right, and I think this is my last one. Yep. Amy, who plays the most hits?
Oh, 10-something rock. I don't know.
Yeah. Just take a guess. You're so close.
Okay, 103.7.
Close. 104, The Morning Zoo.
That wasn't close at all.
103.7, that's almost 104. Well
that was
done.
a good one. Well done. Yay. Oh, those were good trivias.
And Amy,
Yes.
Do you know the name of the next episode?
Yes. The final shinsult. Ugh, so Cotton.
Yes.
It's a good episode, but God, I hate Cotton.
I hate him too.
Yeah,
He sucks.
he sucks. But it's a good episode. I guess, you know, are
You
we
said sucks, but
This was a good episode.
yeah, I hope so.
I'm looking forward to listening to this one. See what makes it, see what doesn't.
I
We
know.
have talked a lot about different orifices.
Well, there's a lot going on involving in and around our bees. Between no toilet paper and the topic of today's episode, so it makes sense.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, listen. Thank you, Jackie, for this nice little reprieve from the nightmare that is our life right now. Uh, Everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, wipe front to back,
Oh,
and
yep, front to back.
front to back. And we love you, and we will see you soon.
Yep, don't be afraid to rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Follow us
Mhm.
on Facebook. You've got the time now.
Yeah, come on, what else are you
Might
gonna
as
do?
well.
Might as well. Okay, real quick, Jackie, you posted something on our Instagram that says, "What's your Texan phrase?"
Yes.
All right, do you wanna you say yours and then I'll say mine before we go. So
Oh,
it's like, "What's your Texan phrase?" And it says you go by your birth month, your first initial, and last initial.
so mine is louder than my cousin on a motorboat. And yours?
Mine is sweeter than a hungry cat at a barbecue.
I like that one. It's pretty good. We got a lot of responses too. Lee's, our good friend Lee, is louder than fresh cornbread at a monster truck rally.
What?
Let's see. I saw another really good one. Mort underscore Isha, grosser than iced tea at the state fair pageant. And dope fills my lungs, more twisted than your uncle with a can of Coke.
Oh, like Coca-Cola, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking cocaine.
Um, and O underscore it's Aaron, weirder than a dead catfish in the river. ... So not really that weird.
No, that's not really that weird.
Those were some pretty good ones. Oh,
Awesome.
I love this one too. Last one. N underscore N dot Michelle, meaner than your uncle on the windowsill. So thank
Good
you,
job, everyone.
everyone.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll be chit chatting a little more now that we're all stuck inside. But,
Yes.
stay safe and
Y
we love you.
yeah, and until next time.
Via
Via
con Dios.
Dios! Hey, we nailed that. Period. Period. That was a good one. Mm, mm. Ooh. Ah.